To spot you. You're good. You're good. Keep going. You're good. Nice and slow.
Alright, just a quick update. That video was actually from a couple weeks ago now. Ran with another driver all the way out, ran back. Actually had some truck issues on that trip. My speedometer would sit there and bounce back and forth between my actual speed, and it would fall off. Then when we stopped in Nebraska from Cobalt, I went ahead and replaced the speed sensor, thinking it was just the speed sensor. It was not. It's something in the wiring. So we ended up going all the way from Nebraska over to Wyoming, and I stopped in Rock Springs. There's a Cummins shop there, which I highly recommend. Those guys over there are amazing. They're straight up. They're honest with you. They're not going to sit there and waste your money. So very, very thankful I found that shop. I was actually recommended by them from another driver. So, but what ended up happening was we were going to Lake Tahoe, and this was on a Tuesday that I got to Rawlins, and I was told that Thursday was going to be our only day to unload because of a snowstorm coming into the area that was going to dump a lot of snow over Lake Tahoe and up into Reno and all that. So we wanted to get in and out before anything happened. Well, I ended up getting to the shop, and I was in the shop for 4 hours, pretty much all the way until they closed, and they figured out that it was the wiring going from the ECM to the speed sensor that had to be replaced, or the new wiring harness. The wiring harness is very expensive and time consuming, which is fine. If that's the way that they wanted to go, they had permission to do it, but there was no sense to replace the whole wiring harness when all it was just a wire that was broke or grounded out in between the ECM and the speed sensor. So I ended up agreeing with them that I would come back the next morning. I wanted to go because I dropped my trailer off, and the other driver was very kind enough to basically babysit my load until I came back from the shop. Came back from the shop, and I told him, look, I got to go back in the morning at 8 a.m., and we were planning on leaving at 2 a.m. or so to run across the rest of Wyoming, Utah, and get into Nevada and stage over in Reno so that we can drop down to Lake Tahoe the next morning and get unloaded Thursday. So we ended up thinking about it. I ended up calling the shop back after hours, and I explained the situation to them. They're like, yep, not a problem. Come on back. So the shop was awesome. Very awesome. They were understanding. Didn't need no money or nothing that night. And granted, I had 4 hours wrapped up in diagnostics already into this. So anyways, we ran down there, get to Reno, and as some of you may know, I do not throw chains. One, I cannot, because it says in my contract I cannot throw chains when I'm loaded. It's unsafe, and let alone you can just imagine if a chain comes off and gets into a boat, you can only imagine the damage and the cost. So it's in our contract. We do not put chains on. I want to emphasize that a lot. And secondly, if that dirty sign is up, I just don't feel comfortable driving. I know I'm capable of doing it because I grew up in Colorado, but I just don't trust other people. But anyways, so the next morning we got up and found out there was chain law in effect up over Donner. Well, we start digging into it, and we realized that right at our exit that we have to get off at and go south into Lake Tahoe, that's where the chain law in effect was at. So we made the decision to go ahead and go. We talked to the marina, and they said, yeah, it's just snowing, but nothing's sticking, so you'll be all right for right now. So we went ahead and got unloaded, and you saw that roundabout where the video went from sped up to a normal video. That roundabout was very, very, very tight. I didn't think we were going to make it around it, but I'm glad we did. So anyways, we delivered in the snow. Very beautiful area down there. That was my first time to Lake Tahoe. Delivered, came back to Wyoming, went to the shop, fixed my speed sensor, then went back to Cobalt and got reloaded. An update on the fenders. Yes, they are done. They've been done for a couple weeks now. I haven't updated them because I kind of want to wait until they're on the truck. But I don't know. I may throw pictures up later. I don't know. I'm going to decide by the time I'm done editing this video if I'm going to put them in or not. I'm very excited the way very excited the way that they turned out, and I'm very happy. It did take some time. They ended up having issues with the paint booth down there at 4 States. When they got that issue resolved, and they had another issue with the ventilation system inside the paint booth, so that took some more time to get fixed. But yes, they are done. I haven't blown these off at all. I've been trying to get down to 4 States. I've just been very busy. I'm currently on a trip. I loaded in Orlando, Florida at Regal after Memorial Day weekend. On Tuesday, I loaded Tuesday afternoon. I left Orlando Tuesday afternoon about 3:15 Eastern time, and I am currently sitting up here in Washington, just south of the British Columbia United States border. I'm going to go up to Kelowna, British Columbia, and deliver tomorrow. I dropped one boat off yesterday, which was Saturday the 1st, June 1st. So, but anyways, that's all I want to talk about for right now. There's going to be another video coming out shortly, and hopefully they're going to be the Fender video. But I'm actually heading home as soon as I deliver tomorrow in BC. I got to go home about 1,500 miles. I got to be home by Wednesday. Thursday, I'm actually taking some time off and going to spend some time with the family. And we're actually going to be going to the races in Topeka, Kansas. So if you're at the races in Topeka, I'll be there. I'm actually going to be bringing my fifth wheel out, so we're going to be camping out. So, but yep, that's all I want to ramble on about. Hopefully the next video will be the fenders. I'm really hoping so, but we'll find out. Till then, you guys be safe, be careful, and God bless.